Okay, this is Sunday, March 8th, and we're talking to Matilda Moore. You don't have a middle name, do you?
No.
No middle name. All right, good. Okay.
She ran out of names when she had me.
What number were you?
I was number 5.
Number 5.
Okay. Well, then there's 4 more kids.
Yeah.
There was 4 a lot younger than me, yes.
Okay, so today we're thinking about going to PI this summer.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about all the siblings and everybody back on the island. So we're going to start with all your siblings. So the first one, Stella, right?
Stella was the eldest.
Mm-hmm. And she was different mother, though.
Yes. Her mother died of TB when she was just 20-something.
Yeah. And then she ended up in the States eventually. She just passed away. Did she pass away this year or last year?
Pardon?
Did Stella pass away?
Yes, she did. She was 101.
Was it just last year?
No. Well, I don't
Or
know.
was it?
I forget
It wasn't long ago, right? It was recently. Anyways, we can look up the facts.
the time. Yeah.
So Stella was number 1, first child. Who was the second?
Frank. Frank was the second boy.
Yeah.
And Freddie was born the next. He was just a year.
Oh, year difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was Teresa,
Mhm.
who is 96 right now.
Mhm.
And then there was Stephen,
Mhm.
he's passed away.
Mhm.
And then there was me,
Yeah.
and then Edith, and then Rita.
Yeah.
Rita passed away just last year.
Right in the summer.
And then there was Louis.
Yeah.
And Ernie was the baby.
Okay.
He's 83,
And he's still around.
and he's still young. Yeah. He spends the winter in St. Pete's with his wife, Robin.
Nice.
He's got a trailer there.
Okay. So Ernie wouldn't have gone to the war.
Ernie was in the Korean War, which was in
Oh.
1953.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Not the Second World War,
No.
but part of it.
And you were saying that 7 of you went. 7?
We were on active service.
On active service. So Stella wasn't. Was she in the States by then? Was Stella in the war?
No,
Okay.
no, she had moved to the States by this time.
Okay. And then, who was next?
Frank was in the North Novus.
Yeah.
Freddie was in the Royal Navy.
Yeah.
Stephen was in the Signal Corps.
Mhm.
I was in the CWAC.
Yeah.
Edith was in the RCAF.
Yeah.
Rita was in the RCENE, Navy.
Yeah. You guys
And
spread it.
Louis was in the Home Guard, Louis.
Yeah.
Ernie was a colonel in the Korean War.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Huh. So 1, 2. So who's the third person that wasn't in it? Was there 3 people that weren't in the World War II?
Yeah, well, there's Stella, my eldest sister, and
Ernie,
Louis
because
was
he was
too young,
Yeah.
and Ernie was in the Korean conflict.
Oh, Louis was too young too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what was he in? What did Louis do? Did he?
He was in the Home Guard.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That was the last hope.
Yeah. For the young guys to feel that they're helping out.
Pardon?
Was it for like the younger people to feel that they're
Yes, well, they were cleaning up and, doing that sort of work.
They're like cadets.
On call.
Right on. Okay. So that's pretty good. And nobody was lost in any of the wars.
No, my brother, Stephen, had a bad head wound.
Yeah.
Yes.
He had part of his jaw blown away.
Yes, right out, and they removed a bone from his hip to replace the jawbone.
Yeah.
But he went through a lot of pain and
Yeah.
anguish for about 10 years after the war.
And nightmares. I remember even when we saw him,
Yeah.
he was traveling. That was in 2000, I think, that we went back for the O'Brien
Yes, right.
reunion.
Yeah.
And he was there and he was having nightmares.
Yeah.
Still. And his son Stephen said that he had nightmares every night.
Yes. But he never wanted to talk about how it happened or
No.
where it happened or anything. But, So we just let him
Exactly.
relax.
Yeah.
He went through enough, but he got married and had a great family, and he lived in outside of Halifax.
He was a good dancer.
Oh, and played the guitar and sang. He was full of it. Yeah. But he was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There was never a dull moment when Stephen was there.
No, exactly.
Anyways.
Yes. So everybody else was still spread out when they came back from the war, right? Like so Stella, we know Stella was in the States. You ended up in Thunder Bay, of all places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
Yeah. And then Stephen went back to did he live on PEI or Nova Scotia?
He lived in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia.
Not Nova
Yes.
Scotia. And then, so what about Frank and Freddie?
Well, Frank was overseas. He came and visited me when I was in England.
Yeah.
And so did Stephen.
Yeah.
But Freddie was a student trainer in Halifax, so he didn't go overseas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And so where did Frank settle after the war?
He settled on PEI.
Oh, he went back to PEI. Did he
Yes.
marry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's Carol's daddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And Freddie went back to PEI too, from Halifax. And he ran the farm for a couple of years, but it wasn't in him to farm.
Yeah.
So he sold the farm.
On that family farm.
That's a family farm.
Yeah.
We were all born and had a lot of fun, and we had a mixed farm. We had everything you could think of, even maggots. You know what a maggot is?
Yeah.
It's
You
a big
raised
worm.
them? Did you raise them?
Yeah.
Or they're just
No,
there?
but they used to crawl all over the barn and all over the house.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And my favorite, of course, was pigs.
Exactly.
And we had a pet pig, and he got out of the barn one day and slid on the ice and broke his leg.
Oh.
So my brother Stephen and I thought, well, we have to fix him. So we got shingles and split them down and put them all around his leg and taped it. And it mended. I thought you should have got a reward for that. But
Exactly.
the pig lived. And he followed us to school and he waited in the porch.
What a cute pig. And did he have a name? Or you weren't allowed to name him?
I don't know. We named every animal
Yeah.
we had. I think his name was Charlie.
Sounds like a good name.
But he was so lovable. He'd come and he'd kiss you every time, you wet nose. And, oh, come on.
Just like a dog.
Yeah.
Was he big?
Well, he grew to be quite a good size,
Yeah.
you know, after his leg went out.
I think when they come back, he's going to freak out.
Are they coming back?